What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be trying out the event that is on F1 2017 at the moment. We're going to see if we are esports ready. If you guys remember the F1 esports series, the qualifying events were taken from the actual events leading up to the semi-finals in London, and basically what you had to do was something very, very similar to this. So we're seeing if I am esports ready. We know the game is 100%. It's the game of the year 2017.
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No.
But we want to find out if we're ready. So, a bit of a rundown of what we're actually doing today. We're in Fernando Alonso's McLaren Honda. The goal is to finish inside the top 10. In the Japanese Grand Prix, we have like 4 or 5 laps to do so. And yeah, we have fresh tyres, we have a lot of fuel to burn, and basically, as far up the grid we can get, the better for our score, and obviously completing the race time in the fastest time possible is the best way to go about it as well. But in terms of actually being competitive on the leaderboards, you literally need to disregard this as an actual race. You need to treat this, and I said this in my esports qualification video, you need to treat this as one big time trial event. Like, you honestly can't afford to actually race with the AI. You have to get through them as quickly as possible. But the problem is the AI, they aren't the same every single run that you do. It's quite random as to how lucky you might get, whether you catch the AI in a good spot, whether you can get slipstream off of them. It's so random, which makes this both rewarding but also very, very frustrating when you actually take part in this. I was doing this at the exact same time as TRL Limitless. We were both doing this for about an hour. Not gonna lie, JD was very fast, but he could not complete a run. We did this for like an hour and a half. JD didn't even complete a run, despite being mega fast. I just think he caught the AI in very, very bad spots. So you're going to see my best attempt here. I think the time that I showed you at the very start of the video, I was sitting P9 on the leaderboards. My goal for this video is to get inside the top 5, because that was the goal for the F1 Esports, to qualify in the top 5 in each event, and this was held on every single platform. And yeah, if you did qualify in the top 5, you were off to the semi-finals in London. So essentially we're running like a simulation for actual F1 Esports, even though it's not. I just thought I'd do something a little bit different. But you can see so far we've overtaken both Stoffel, Vandoorne and Daniel Kvyat. Very important this first lap. Probably one of the most important, to get through that traffic very, very quickly. It's so important to not lose time at any point. You can afford to run rich revs for the entirety of this race. I was worried a little bit about overheating the engine, but I think it's fine. I think you can get away with it for the most part. It's just a case of getting past the AI at corners where it costs you as little time as possible. You can dive bomb the AI into the hairpin there. The hairpin is one of the easier spots to overtake, and you lose the least amount of time. This final chicane here is also a good overtaking spot, especially if you place your car on the inside for the first part. You won't lose too much time on the exit. But places where you don't want to catch the AI is in the S's. The wash of dirty air and just understeer is absolutely horrible. Grosjean, you'll find, is the most frustrating player to get past, just simply because of where you catch him on the track. If you can have a really, really good run lined up together, you might be able to overtake him on the start-finish straight at the start of lap 51, but I just can't really catch him in time, and I catch him in a bad moment. But yeah, for the most part, if you can stick to low 32s consistently lap after lap, then you'll be on for a good time on the leaderboards. Putting together a really good time, like a 1 minute 31, sorry, is quite hard. I felt like I was very inconsistent over the course of all the runs. Sometimes I wasn't really trying that hard and I'd get a 131. Other times I'd be pushing and I felt like I hooked up a really good lap, and sometimes it would be a mid-32. It really is quite frustrating, your pace in this event. And it all comes down to traffic, because a lot of the time, on just about every lap, you are overtaking a car. It's just a case of getting past them at a very time-efficient part of the track. We're coming up to Lance Stroll now. And we've caught him at a very bad time as well, because he's held us up in the middle of Spoon, and we won't be able to get slipstream off him. We're going to have to overtake him here in a straight line. So again, really frustrating here. Rich revs, we're doing everything we can. We're running with like 1/8 wings as well, but still it's not enough to get past him. We dive up the inside into the final chicane. We don't lose too much time there, but yeah, we really cost ourselves some time based on where we caught Lance Stroll. So I was doing this event for like an hour. I was testing many different setups, like 1/5 wings, playing around with the ballast. You know, you'd think that running 1/5 wings would be better than running 1/8 wings, for example, but I quickly learned that you can't actually take the corners as fast as what you'd like them with like a 1/8 setup, for example, which I found to be very interesting. But we dive up the inside there of Esteban Ocon. Sometimes your entire run can come unstuck there. It happened to me many times, deciding whether to dive up his inside or stay behind Ocon for that hairpin. One time I was on a really good run. I ran into the back of him and lost some front wing, and that was so frustrating because I was on a really good run. But yeah, you can see it's the final lap now. If you're running on 110 difficulty, I think it's impossible to overtake Verstappen. P7 I think is the best position you can get on the maximum difficulty. I mean, sure, if you're like the Flying Finn or Brendan Lee, you might be able to get close to Verstappen, but even those guys won't overtake him. At least I don't think. But there we go, we cross the line, rich revs, and I think we do a 131.9 across the line. So, in theory, you do have to be fast, but you know, actually more importantly, you have to be consistent, lap after lap, making sure you get through the traffic and just not losing too much time, because you can easily lose a second by waiting a corner or two before getting past an AI driver, which is really frustrating in a scenario like this. But that's been this video for today, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy. You can see the score we got there was 289,650. Your score is based on the assists you run, so I'm running no assists. I'm getting bonuses for running no assists, bonuses for running the highest difficulty. You can't corner cut, you can't track extend, you can't get any warnings for track limits or any other kind of collision penalties or anything like that. The cleaner that you keep this run, the more score you get. So yes, you can be fast, but your score is what overall matters and gets you higher up the leaderboard. So as you can see there, we got P3. CRL Rosberg, who was also in the party with us doing this simultaneously, sits in P1 at the moment. I recorded this 2 days ago, so bear in mind if you check the Xbox leaderboards now, I don't think they'd probably be the same. Now that I've made this video, I'm probably going to go tumbling down the list, but given that this event was, I think, like 7 or 8 days old at the time I attempted this, I was pretty happy to get straight into P3 after just 40 minutes, an hour's worth of running. So at least I can take that and run with it. I think JD's been doing a lot of sweating, and you might see a video from him very soon, so keep an eye out for that. I'm sure he'll probably be at least matching me, if not bettering me. He was very quick, consistently in the low 31s, so I need to like play around with my setup, have another run at this, and maybe we can go even better. But at the moment, we are esports ready.